Hey everybody, Super Squee here, the mostly unstable gamer channel on YouTube, back for more Big List. Let's hop right in. I shoot the balls with the frog and he go, Ika Zuma! Good game, 10 out of 10. What else needs to be said? I need to eventually play the sequel. I played the beginning of it. I like it. It's more arcadey, I think, is the best way to describe it. I lost hours on the original game and Worms World Party when I was a little kid, and though this one is missing some of the best parts, it is still a really, really fun way to kill an hour or two. Multiplayer with friends is the best way to go. I love the small improvements this one got over the first. I like that you can earn in-game currency to buy new items for your user-created teams. Though I like the UI of the first title slightly more, I ultimately like the improvements overall for the UI in this title, and the weapons absent from the first game returning are awesome. Most fun with a group of friends, but the single player is nice if you really need a Worms fix. Final Fantasy IV is definitely a turning point where Final Fantasy started to feel more like characters were people and not just class archetypes. I still feel pacing and grinding are a bit much, but I know some people enjoy that type of thing. Also, before you say, as I've seen, you don't need to grind, if me never running from any random encounters and those random encounters occurring almost every 2 steps I make is not enough XP to just play the game comfortably, then there is a problem. I several times got stuck in areas where if I didn't have a save point nearby, I'd have been fucked royally. The After Years, which is a sequel that really wasn't needed and came out 18 years later in the USA, is cool and has a lot of interesting elements, but it rehasses so much and doesn't add enough gameplay or story-wise, in my opinion. Yeah, it's cool. It kind of alludes to the entire Final Fantasy series taking place in one universe across different planets, which really explains a lot, but the pacing is ass, and it could have been told better. The more I play the older Final Fantasy games, the more I want remakes that are more than just higher resolution facelifts. Like, remake them in the chibi style of something like Bravely Default. Give us full voice acting and change the pacing. Add stuff that is meaningful to make the world not feel so empty at times. And stop just copy-pasting the original game systems. I get that it may save time, but you end up republishing 20-plus-year-old games with minimum changes. Don't get me wrong, I like grinding sometimes. It's a great way to kill time and progress on a game, but I don't want to feel forced to do it because it isn't fun. I just want to finish the game and enjoy myself. I understand requiring it for optional content and super bosses, but I shouldn't feel fucked if I don't do it for a regular story playthrough. 100% honesty. I want a Final Fantasy I game styled like Dark Souls and Breath of the Wild. Give me the world, but open. Just be the one character who you can customize and make your class. Make me cook and explore. Make legit the story and everything else the same, but make it an action RPG and base it off the redesigns from Dissidia. That Garland is delicious. Lastly, I love that I start out with the old Final Fantasy post thinking, oh, this will be quick and I don't have a lot to say, and then bam, I can't stop my fingers. I didn't really have expectations for this, good or bad, though I did become more interested after seeing Carol in Endgame. I love this movie. It is so fun, and the 90s era backdrop was such a great excuse to use all the music they did, and I absolutely love the music. The story wasn't groundbreaking, but it was really well paced in my opinion, and ended up being a cool twist on the typical story of the Skrulls. I'd love to see her in more MCU movies, but I feel like it would have to be high stakes because she is overpowered. The goat is the real antagonist of this film. Okay, so gay gargoyle who is into bestiality. Also, it's kind of crazy they got the original cast all to reprise roles. It's definitely a downgrade and has some silly writing, but it's enjoyable and pretty lighthearted. My biggest issue is they give away that the villain is bald and pot-bellied way too early, and it makes him a joke. Like, I can't take him seriously or consider him an actual threat. They should have waited till the end and had some gag to reveal he's just a fucking joke of a human being. Also, why does Esmeralda have shoes? Yeah, Esmeralda shouldn't have shoes. They are, and I put, hashtag Romany Feetgate. I want to see them feet. So this post is going to just be my thoughts while I watch the movie, so all of these are notes I took during my viewing. If not for the CGI backgrounds and characters, this could easily be mistaken for a wonderful world of Disney TV movie of the week, with its bland cinematography, community theater level performances, and uninspired direction. It's like they wanted to make the movie more serious, and it comes off laughable and sad. It is so bad. The CGI is pretty, and there are cool ideas, but it mostly is just a broken carbon copy with offbeat music. There are genuinely funny moments sprinkled in, though. I like the background music that isn't sung. I love how much Abu eats shit. Fuck that monkey. I honestly like Will Smith's Genie. It's different, and I love it. It's not better than Robin, just his own. And I love his costume design. Still don't like his songs, though. I feel like they just didn't let Will make it his own. His old music wasn't the greatest, but I enjoyed it more than this. Animation department had to have fun with Genie. Good for them. Will Smith makes a cute lady. It's fucking winning me over, and I hate it. It started out bad, but it's getting fun. I don't even like the whole new world, but fuck, it's the only song that sounds right, like not compared to the original, just musically it sounds not off. What the fuck, Disney? I did enjoy Ali Ababwa, but it still sounded off. The new Jasmine song is trash and doesn't fit with anything. Like, the music doesn't even blend with the film. It stands out in a bad way. Couldn't they make it fit more? I'm not saying she couldn't have an empowering song, but it's just bland and seems out of place. Okay, it wasn't that bad, but God, the beginning is garbage, and I'm happy Genie got a pretty lady friend. So, like, all in all, when I watch this movie, it's enjoyable enough. Like, it's worth at least a watch. It's not some horrible travesty, and it doesn't magically make fucking the original, like roll over in its grave. So, like, if you have a problem with it just because the original exists, just, like, get over it. It's here. Like, you don't have to like it, but, like, it didn't hurt anything. Other than maybe hurting Disney, which, you know, I would like if more things hurt Disney because they're too fucking uppity. I put this on the have a good time, not to cry. I put this on to have a good time, not to cry like a baby. After seeing how scared Boo got when Sully roared, I want to try harder not to yell at my nephew Seth. Just the horror she has when someone she trusts and cares about yells like that. I know it's just animation, but it's primal, and they capture her fear so perfectly. It's not like I even yell at my nephew Seth that often, but I feel like he gets yelled at a lot as a whole. I try to be softer with him even when something bad happens or he does something wrong, because yelling doesn't help. Very few people really deserve to be yelled at just in general. I cried so much rewatching this because I just wanted to reach into the movie and help protect Boo, and I felt guilty for the times I have yelled at my nephew. I'm glad that Sully gets to see her again, and I love being in a world where K-It's-3 shows that they still go hang out with Boo in secret. Mike and Sully are her bestest monster dads who love her so much. I love this movie. It holds up so well for CGI from 2001, and is just a good movie, period. Sometimes we get overwhelmed as uncles or parents or just as people, and we yell and scream when we shouldn't. We should all just try not to scare the ones who care about us and make sure they know we're sorry when we go overboard and we love them. It's never an excuse, but it doesn't mean we're monsters either. We can always try to be better each day. I'm not a huge Star Wars fan, but I do think it's neat. That said, this is probably my favorite filmed piece of Star Wars media. I love the cast so much, and I feel like they do lots of cool stuff over the course of the 8 episodes. Really pretty also. So fucking pretty. So, like, just in general, I am so hyped for the second season of this. Like, I like Star Wars. Like, it's, you know, it's a thing that interests me, but I'm not, like, a super fan or anything. I wouldn't even, like, say I'm a fan necessarily. I like it. It's cool. But, like, holy fuck do I like this show. Like, I really like this show. And I cannot wait for more. Well, guys, that's going to be it for this one. Thank you so much for watching. Be safe out there. Don't be an asshole. Wash your hands. And I love you. Bye-bye.